Today I'm going to show you a method called Around the Clock. Around the Clock is a tool that you can use if you're quite an emotional person. So if you get upset really easily or angry really easily, or you're really quite emotional person, this is for you. And also the opposite. So if you don't get emotional enough, or you don't you struggle with your feelings that way, then this is also for you. So around the clock, first of all, you draw a clock on a piece of paper without the handles. So here's one I made earlier. So something just like this. Okay. And I want you to think of a memory that's happened in the past. So it's something that you knew that you really took it the wrong way. You could have handled it a lot differently, but you didn't. So it could have been a time when you just became really angry, for example. So think of that memory, and I want you to draw a handle on the clock where that memory was in terms of how you felt. So 1 was it was a piece of cake, it was nothing, and 12 was it absolutely floored me. I couldn't handle it, and it was the worst sort of anger or pain in my life. Once you've got that handle on the clock, now in reality, looking back now that you can see it, where should that handle have been? So now you're looking back at the memory and you've calmed down, or you're not as emotional as you were because it's already in the past. Where is that clock now? So is it still a 12 or the number that you've drawn, or is it now half of what it was? So if it was a 9, is it now a 3? If it was a 10, is it now a 5? I'll give you a real example just to make sure that you understand the process of this. So I was camping a long time ago with a friend of mine who also brought some other friends, and the other friends were not very nice actually, and just went to private school. Some of them were nice, and some of them we just didn't get on, and they put a partition in the between the tents so that they kind of shut me and my ex-partner out at the time. So it was quite difficult. And then anyway, Trivial Pursuit came out one night, and I hate Trivial Pursuit because I get all the questions wrong and I just don't like the game. Anyway, I was getting all of the questions wrong. On the clock, my number was becoming a 5 and then a 6 and then a 7, and I could feel myself getting more and more emotional about it, and embarrassed that I was getting the questions wrong and people were laughing at me. And so I made my excuses, went to the toilet, visualized on the clock where I was. Now on the clock I was a 6, which it's not too bad, but it still wasn't nice. So I visualized that if the clock is a 6, in reality, when I'm not as emotional, then I can probably halve that to a 3. And if I really try harder, I can probably get that to a 2. So I really visualized and got that to a 2 and gave myself that reality check. And then I went back out and the game had finished, thank goodness. But so that gives you the reality check of what the clock method is for. And you can also use it the other way. So let's give you another example. If you're in a relationship with someone and your partner is really emotional and you're very unemotional, your partner's really upset, you're not upset at all, and you're thinking, why are they even upset about that? Where is your partner on the clock? What number is your partner? And where are you on the clock? And try and meet each other in the middle if you can. I hope this tip has been really helpful for you. You can use this for interviews, for if anything that you're feeling really worried about and emotional about, or scared, stressed, anything at all. Use the clock. Halve the clock is so that your reality gives yourself a reality check, and it comes down and it halves your emotions. If you want some more tips and tools, please visit our Facebook